In the quiet town of Clarksville, Tennessee, a discovery was made decades after a beloved actor's death that would leave everyone stunned. When the estate of Frank Sutton was opened, the content shocked fans, colleagues, and historians alike. They revealed a side of the actor few had ever imagined, a complexity that belied his on-screen persona. But to understand the significance of what was found, we must first travel back to the beginning of Frank Sutton's life and trace the path that led him to become an American television icon. Frank Spencer Sutton was born on October 23, 1923, in Clarksville, Tennessee, to Frank Sim Sutton and Thelma Spencer. He was the only child in a modest household. His father worked tirelessly to support the family, instilling a strong work ethic in young Frank, while his mother encouraged his curiosity and creativity. Life was comfortable but shadowed by tragedy. When Frank Sutton was only 14, his father died unexpectedly, leaving a void that shaped both his character and his ambitions. In interviews later in life, he would often reflect on how that early loss made him determined to carve his own path and find stability through personal achievement. From a very beginning, Sutton exhibited an extraordinary natural talent for performance. As a child, he delighted neighbors and relatives with skits, impersonations, and storytelling, often commanding the attention of anyone willing to watch. Teachers recognized his gift early on, casting him in school plays and encouraging him to pursue the stage. Yet, growing up in a small southern town meant that while talent was recognized, opportunities were limited. The local theater offered a stage, but the wider world, the one that would eventually recognize his gifts, lay far beyond Clarksville's borders. After graduating from East Nashville High School in 1941, Sutton initially found work as a radio announcer, a position that allowed him to cultivate his voice, timing, and presence. But the world was at war, and Frank Sutton's path would soon take him far from Tennessee. Though he initially attempted to enlist in the U.S. Marine Corps, he was rejected due to color blindness. Undeterred, he joined the U.S. Army and served in the South Pacific. His military experience was intense and formative. He participated in 14 assault landings, witnessing the brutality of combat firsthand. He earned the rank of sergeant and was decorated with the Bronze Star and Purple Heart, honors that reflected both courage and leadership. The rigors of military service instilled a discipline and resilience that would later inform both his career and the depth of his performances. After the war, Sutton returned to civilian life determined to pursue acting seriously. He enrolled at Columbia University in New York, where he majored in dramatic arts and French, graduating cum laude. In the vibrant artistic environment of post-war New York, he studied under renowned instructors, attended theater workshops, and appeared in experimental stage productions. He balanced his rigorous academic work with early television gigs, honing his craft in live broadcasts and learning to adapt to the emerging medium of television. It was during this period that Sutton realized acting was not just a vocation, but a calling, one that would define the rest of his life. The early years of Frank Sutton's career were defined by perseverance. The 1950s were a challenging period for any aspiring actor, and Sutton was no exception. He took on small roles in television shows such as Decoy, Route 66, Naked City, The Fugitive, The Goldbergs, 87 Precinct, Gunsmoke, Target, The Corruptors' Empire, The Twilight Zone, and The Untouchables. These minor roles often offered little recognition, but they provided valuable experience, teaching him to adapt quickly to different styles and directors. He also appeared as Cadet Eric Radisson in Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, a recurring role that allowed him to demonstrate both discipline and charisma, qualities honed during his military service. Despite these steady jobs, true recognition was slow to arrive. His breakout moment came in 1955 with the film Marty, where he played Ralph, the best friend of the titular character. The film won the Academy Award for Best Picture, and Sutton's performance, though not the lead, showcases subtlety, timing, and ability to embody authentic human emotion. This role served as a stepping stone, opening doors in both film and television. However, it was his television work that cemented Sutton's legacy. In 1964, He first appeared as Gunnery Sergeant Vince Carter on The Andy Griffith Show, a role that would soon spin off into the beloved series Gomer Pyle, U.S.M.C. His portrayal of Carter, a gruff, no-nonsense Marine sergeant with a soft undercurrent of compassion, resonated with viewers across the United States. Working alongside Jim Nabors, who played Gomer, and directors such as Norman Tokar, Sutton perfected a blend of comedy and authority that became iconic. Each episode showcased his timing, physical comedy, and nuanced emotional depth, qualities that distinguished him from other television actors of the era. Yet even success came with challenges. Sutton was often typecast as military or authority figures, limiting his opportunities for more varied roles. After conclusion of Gomer Pyle, U.S.M.C. in 1969, he faced a lull in high-profile work, navigating an industry quick to pigeonhole actors. Nevertheless, he remained committed to his craft, returning to theater and performing in productions such as the Andersonville Trial in Norman. Is That You? Demonstrating both range and dedication. Throughout his career, Sutton was respected by colleagues for his professionalism and generosity. Despite public recognition as a stern comedic sergeant, those who worked with him noted his humility, kindness, and thoughtful approach to both performance and life. His career trajectory, though marked by ups and downs, was a testament to perseverance, talent, and an unwavering dedication craft. Away from the cameras, Frank Sutton lived a life that reflected warmth, loyalty, and quiet devotion. In 1946, he married Toby Matilda Igler, a talented soap opera writer. Their partnership was enduring, marked by mutual respect and shared commitment to family. Together, they had 2 children, Joseph Allen Sutton and Amanda Lee Sutton. While Joseph pursued a professional career outside of the arts, Amanda became involved in community theater, carrying forward her father's legacy of performance and public engagement. The Sutton household was one of love and encouragement. Frank balanced the demands of fame with dedication to his family, ensuring that his children grew up with guidance, discipline, and affection. Friends often remarked that while his on-screen persona exuded authority and intensity, at home he was approachable, generous, and quietly humorous. He maintained lifelong friendships with colleagues and former co-stars, often mentoring young actors and offering practical guidance on navigating the entertainment industry. Letters and journals recovered from his estate revealed additional layers of his personal life. While largely private, they showcased a man deeply reflective about relationships, morality, and human connection. His writings discuss his hopes for his children, his gratitude for his marriage, and his aspirations to contribute positively to society. Though there were no scandalous affairs or public controversies, the depth of his introspection painted a vivid picture of an individual attuned to both his inner life and the needs of others. In his later years, Sutton continued to engage with the arts, performing in dinner theater and local stage productions. Roles such as the father in Norman, Is That You? Allowed him to explore emotional complexity, bringing authenticity to characters while connected with audiences in intimate settings. Beyond performance, he was committed to charitable work, volunteering with organizations that supported veterans, children, and the arts. Through these efforts, Sutton demonstrated that his compassion extended beyond family and colleagues, reaching into the broader community he cherished. His personal life, though quieter than his on-screen fame, was rich and meaningful. The combination of family devotion, mentorship, and social contribution formed a life that, when fully revealed, showed the man behind the legendary gunnery sergeant. After Frank Sutton's sudden death on June 28, 1974, at the age of 50, the public was left with memories of a beloved actor. Yet the opening of his estate decades later would uncover a different story, one that challenged perceptions and illuminated the private depths of a man many thought they knew. The contents of his estate included journals, letters, photographs, and personal memorabilia that had never been made public. What emerged was a portrait of Frank Sutton as a thinker, a humanitarian, and a man deeply committed to understanding the world. His journals detail reflections on World War II, exploring both the horror and humanity he witnessed. In one entry, he wrote, "I have seen the worst and the best of men, and I carry both within me, The stage is my chance to make sense of it. This level of self-reflection revealed a side of Sutton that few associated with the stern military characters he portrayed on television. Photographs in the estate documented his volunteer work at hospitals, charitable events, and visits to veterans organizations. He was photographed reading to children, assisting in community programs, and quietly supporting artistic projects. These images contrasted sharply with the commanding, sometimes intimidating figure of Gunnery Sergeant Vince Carter, showing a man whose public persona was only a fraction of who he truly was. Letters from colleagues, friends, and even strangers revealed the personal impact he had on those around him. Many wrote of his mentorship, encouragement, and generosity. In private notes, Sutton expressed concern for social issues, a commitment to ethical responsibility, and a desire to use his fame for good. For the first time, the public could see that the man behind the roles was thoughtful, engaged, and deeply empathetic. The revelation transformed the narrative around Frank Sutton. He was no longer just a television icon. He became a symbol of complexity, authenticity, and moral engagement. Fans and historians alike recognize that the true legacy of an actor is not solely the roles they inhabit, but the life they lead beyond the screen. Sutton's estate confirmed what many suspected but could not see, that the person behind the characters was quietly heroic in his own right. In his final years, Frank Sutton continued to work with dedication, performing in stage productions and remaining engaged with the artistic community. Though his health waned, he maintained the same commitment to craft and compassion that had defined his life. On June 28, 1974, he passed away unexpectedly from a heart attack, leaving a grieving family, loyal fans, and a profound gap in American television history. The discovery of his estate added unprecedented depth to his legacy. Beyond his memorable performances in Gomer Pyle, U.S.M.C. and earlier television roles, the journals, letters, and photographs painted a picture of a man who lived with integrity, curiosity, and care. He was an actor who understood the power of performance, a family man devoted to his children and spouse, and a citizen who quietly worked to improve the lives of those around him. Today, Frank Sutton is remembered not only for his comedic timing and authoritative screen presence, but also for the person revealed through his estate. His intellectual pursuits, charitable actions, and private reflections offer a richer understanding of his character. He was, in essence, a man whose true legacy was defined as much by who he was off-screen as by the roles he inhabited. As we reflect on his life, Frank Sutton reminds us that public perception often only captures a fragment of a person's story. The depth, compassion, and humanity hidden behind fame are what ultimately endure. His story is a testament to the complexity of human identity, the power of authenticity, and the quiet heroism of a life lived with purpose. In the end, it was not only the characters he brought to life that left a lasting impression, but the man behind them, the thinker, the humanitarian, the devoted father and friend, whose estate finally revealed the full measure of his remarkable life. Frank Sutton remains an unforgettable figure, both on screen and beyond, a reminder that the greatest stories often lie just beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered.